What is going on, guys? It is go time with MegaCrasher, and I want to welcome you guys back to a brand new video. Now, in this presentation, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give to you guys the ultimate Giratina raid guide. Now, I want to apologize for the lateness here of this particular video. To make a long story short, I've been really busy with work, so this video kind of got delayed, not to mention there was also news and stuff like that that had to get out there, further pushing this video back. So I do want to apologize for that, but I always say better late than never. And we also have until the 20th of November to deal with this ghostly dragon monster. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to smash the like button in support of this video. And with that being said, finally, let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so to start things off, we're going to be going over the basics of Giratina. Now, as you're seeing right here, it is that of a ghost and dragon typing, a very, very interesting typing, and a little bit of trivia to open things up is that this type combination is the only type combination in which it's actually weak against itself. So, because of its ghost typing, it's weak against ghost, and because of its dragon typing, it's weak against dragon type moves. So, just thought I'd throw that out there, a little nugget of information. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's move on to what we have when it comes to weather. So, when it comes to weather such as windy and foggy, windy boosts the likes of psychic, flying, and dragon type Pokemon, and foggy boosts the likes of ghost and dark types. So, if you were to encounter a Giratina raid under the weather conditions of windy or foggy, then it would be a weather boosted Giratina. Upon encountering it, it would be level 25. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we take a look at the CP. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are looking for a 100% IV Giratina, then these are the numbers to commit to memory. So, when it comes to the CP at level 20, aka non-weather boosted, it is going to have a CP of 1931, and when it comes to a weather boosted Giratina, aka level 25 Giratina, it is going to have the CP of 2414. So be sure to keep that in mind if you guys are looking for the elusive 100% IV Giratina, because I'll tell you one thing, I would love to get my hands on a 100% IV Giratina, but I'm really content with my 98% Giratina, as you're seeing on the screen right here. It was the first Giratina that I have done, and I also did a video on it if you guys want to go and check it out and all this stuff if you haven't already. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's move on here to the following. So, we are going to be taking a look at the stats here, and as we're seeing right here, initially speaking, when it comes to its attack, it is going to have 187 on the attack stat. Its defense is going to be 225, but here's the thing though. The kicker is its stamina. Its stamina is going to be that of 284. Now, here's the thing, is that do not let these numbers fool you, because I personally can attest to this, is that Giratina is not that hard to beat in a raid battle. Whether boosted or not, it's really not that difficult. Like, I just came home from work this morning, and I did a Giratina raid on my way home, and we did it with 4 accounts, and it had like, 70 seconds plus remaining, so it's really not that hard to beat, so do not let these numbers scare you, okay? Giratina, honestly speaking, is really not that hard to beat, especially if you know what you're doing, right? So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, moving on, we take a look at its moveset. So, when it comes to its fast moves, you're gonna have Shadow Claw and Dragon Breath. Now, when we get to the charge moves, you're gonna have Dragon Claw, Shadow Sneak, and Ancient Power. Now, you guys are probably wondering right from the get-go, what would be the best moveset to use for Giratina as an offensive Pokemon? In my personal opinion, I think that the combination of Shadow Claw and Dragon Claw is going to be the best. Now, even though you don't exactly have the best super effective coverage when it comes to Ghost and Dragon type moves, the thing is that Ghost and Dragon is an insanely good neutral type combination when it comes to attack, Sure, you're not going to be scoring a lot of super effective hits and all that stuff, but it's actually really good just as an in-general attacker. You got Shadow Claw, which is very fast, very mean, hits very hard, hits very fast, and you got Dragon Claw, which also hits very hard and very fast as well, and it's a 3 charge bar move. I mean, like, come on, like, stab is good, and it's 3 bars. Like, you legitimately cannot pass that up, okay? But you also have the likes of Dragon Breath, which is also really good in its own right. So if you want to run it as a mono dragon type attacker, you can do it like that. Now, when it comes to things like Shadow Sneak, you know, it's not exactly the best move. I would much prefer something like Shadow Ball, which hits very, very hard, and it's also a respectable 2-bar charge move, Ghost type as well, which is really, really good. And Ancient Power, don't even give that move the time of day. It's really just not that good. It really and truly isn't. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep going. So in the next section here of this video, we're going to be talking about this Pokemon's typing when it comes to its resistances and weaknesses. We're going to be going over the resistances here first. Now, the resistances, as you can tell right here, it's got quite a bit, okay? It has the resistance to the likes of Poison, Bug, Normal, Fighting, Grass, Water, Fire, and Electric. Yes, that's a lot, but here's the thing though, guys, is that, you know, keep in mind is that with this Pokemon having a Ghost and Dragon typing, it is going to have quite the amount of exploitable weaknesses, okay? Especially given the fact that some of these weaknesses are, in fact, very meta-relevant, such as the likes of Ice, a very, very good offensive type. You got Fairy also being very good. You got Dragon also being very good and also more common as well, especially when you factor in the attackers of the likes of Dragonite, Rayquaza, you know, Latios, the list goes on. Salamence as well. I mean, they all hit very hard and very fast and have really good Dragon-type moves. You also got Ghost as well, which is very common and very good, and you also got Dark, too. So, I mean, Bite, Crunch, Tyranitar, like that thing is just an absolute menace against Giratina. So now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we take a look at what Pokemon you should use against Giratina, and my best recommendation, like, I cannot believe that I neglected this Pokemon, you know, when I first went into a Giratina raid and showcased it on a video. I can't believe I was so stupid to neglect Blissey. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. You most certainly want to use Blissey against Giratina. Yeah, you know what? I can't even put up with that joke right there. That's just, no. Do not use Blissey against freaking Giratina, okay? Blissey is meant to be a defender, okay? It's not meant to be offensive, even though it has Dazzling Cream. Blissey just isn't good offensively, okay? So, enough screwing around with that shiznickel, okay? Let's get serious here, and let me showcase you guys some real good choices when it comes to Pokemon you should use against Giratina. And the first choice we got Big Bad Rayquaza, baby. You want to talk about one mean and lean dragon fighting legendary machine, you got Rayquaza, baby. That thing being a dragon flying type attacker, it just shows absolutely no mercy, especially with the combination of Dragon Tail and Outrage. Ooh, man, it is one of the best generalist attackers, if not the best generalist attacker, aside from the likes of Mewtwo. This Pokemon is absolutely ridiculous, okay? Like, you most certainly want to use Rayquaza if you have Rayquaza in your storage, okay? Now, with that being said, obviously Rayquaza is not the end-all be-all, okay? Coming up next, we have ourselves Mewtwo, okay? And Mewtwo, with the combination of Confusion and Shadow Ball, this Pokemon right here, it just hits hard. It hits mean. It's just absolutely crazy. It is a lean, mean, game-breaking machine, okay? Now, despite the fact that this Pokemon right here is weak to Ghost-type attacks, here's the thing, is that this Pokemon is a glass cannon. Like, it's going to take the hits as it is anyways. Like, whether they're super effective or not, you know, it makes a little bit of a difference, but the thing is that, you know, Mewtwo is not going to last that long in battle anyways, but it's going to last long enough for you to land some really, really good damage, just absolutely clobber Giratina in the face with some really good Shadow Ball attacks, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention, it's just also one of the best generalist attackers as well, alongside freaking Rayquaza. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have ourselves, oh man alive, this Pokemon right here is MVP to the freaking P up in this, okay? We have ourselves freaking Tyranitar. We have Bite Crunch Tyranitar, which not only is just rapid fire Bite Crunch, Bite Crunch, Bite Crunch. It's just like every single time you go for Bite, you got Crunch. Every single time you go for Crunch, you do so much damage, and it's a 3-bar charge move. Bite hits incredibly hard, incredibly fast. And the thing is that this Pokemon right here is tanky as hell. Like, this Pokemon is going to be a very, very good saver of potions. Like, this Pokemon right here, you know, it really is going to go easy on your potion consumption, okay? Like, this Pokemon is tanky, this Pokemon hits hard, it's a bit slow, yes, but it's meant to be slow, it's meant to be bulky, meant to tank up hits and, you know, attack really hard and all that stuff. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know, these 3 Pokemon right here, you know, they seem all pretty good stuff, but we need to have more variety up in this, which is why this brings me to my 4th choice for you. We have ourselves Gengar. Now, Gengar is a bit of a wild card here. Now, just hear me out, okay? Is that we have ourselves Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Gengar. Now, in case you guys don't know, Shadow Claw Gengar is Legacy. So, that's why I say it's a wild card. If you do not have Shadow Claw on Gengar and instead you have, like, Hex or something like that, that's okay. It is still rather usable, although it is a glass cannon no matter what attacks you use on it. The thing is that we also have ourselves the Gengar Day event coming up, in which it's going to have Lick. And I am told, actually, you know, as the days go by, I'm actually told that Lick is actually superior to Shadow Claw, given the fact that not only does it hit very fast, but it is also dodge friendly as well. And Shadow Ball, well, Shadow Ball is just a very, very good move to fire off against Giratina. No matter how you look at it, Shadow Ball is just one of the best moves that there is, and it just so happens that Giratina is weak to Shadow Ball. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have ourselves Dragonite, baby. Now, Dragonite may be looked at as a lower budget version of Rayquaza. You know, it has a little bit less attack, but it is slightly more bulky. But the thing is, though, is that this Pokemon right here, you do not want to turn your back on it, because we have ourselves Dragonite. It is the Gen 1 pseudo-legendary Pokemon, and it is a Pokemon that made its mark, and even to this very day, you know, it is still a Pokemon that's very much meta-relevant, and with the combination especially of Dragon Tail and Outrage, bam! It's like, you are going to do a ton of damage regardless, okay? Now, even though, like I said, I did refer to it as a lower budget version of Rayquaza, you know, do not let that fool you. Also keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, is that Rayquaza is a freaking legendary Pokemon, whereas Dragonite is a pseudo-legendary. So, the thing is that, you know, these 2 Pokemon right here, when you compare its CP, when you compare its stats, you know, they're really not that far off, but, you know, the thing is that even if you don't have Rayquaza on your team, Dragonite will definitely be a solid as hell substitute. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude my top 5 here, but we also have ourselves some honorable mentions up in this, okay? Now, with Gardevoir here, with the combination of Confusion and Dazzling Gleam, you're going to do a good amount of damage to Giratina. Now, moving on to Latios here is another honorable mention. This Pokemon right here, with a combination of Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, this thing hits like a damn machine gun, okay? Like, it is just so crazy. It's ridiculously good. Now, obviously, this Pokemon is outclassed by Dragonite and especially Rayquaza, but, here is the thing. Do not turn your back on Latios, because it will mess your day up if you underestimate that shit, you know what I'm saying? So, coming up next, we have Meteor Mash Metagross. Meteor Mash Metagross, my god. Like, I swear to God, you know, this event was the best thing to happen to my boy Metagross. And given the fact especially that Meteor Mash now makes this Pokemon, like, top tier generalist attack. Like, it's already the best steel type attacker there is, you know? And here's the thing, right, is that Meteor Mash even outperforms super effective moves from various Pokemon, just to put that in perspective. Like, just think about that, okay? Not to mention also, this Pokemon now with Meteor Mash is up there as one of the best generalist attackers alongside the likes of Mewtwo and Rayquaza. So just wrap your head around that sort of insanity up in that, you know what I'm saying? So coming up next, guys, we have Articuno. Articuno, you know, it's kind of like one of them forgotten Pokemon, but here's the thing, okay? Is that this Pokemon does have really good stats, tank up hits, not to mention it's an Ice type as well, so it's going to be firing off super effective Ice type moves against Giratina, so that is also a really good choice as well if you're really strapped for options. And last but not least, guys, we have the likes of Houndoom. Now, Houndoom, with the combination of Snarl and Foul Play, baby, that is going to do a really good amount of damage to the likes of Giratina. And even though it is outclassed by the likes of Tyranitar as a superior Dark-type attacker, you know what? Like I said, if you're strapped for options, you know, Houndoom isn't all that bad of a Pokemon to use against Giratina. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there is something that I do want to talk to you guys about, and that is the movesets here of Giratina. Now, with that being said, let's start off with the likes of Rayquaza. Now, obviously, Rayquaza is going to be weak to the likes of the Dragon Breath and the Dragon Claw variants of Giratina, as well as Ancient Power, so do keep that in mind and watch out. And when it comes to Mewtwo, you're going to be weak to the likes of Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak variants, so do be on the lookout for that. Now, when it comes to Tyranitar, it's not really weak to anything that Giratina throws at it. In fact, like, it scoffs at the mere sight of its ghost-type attacks. Like, it's just like, what the hell is that shit, boy? It's like, are you kidding me? It's like, come at me with actual power, right? So, Tyranitar is just overall a really good generalist Pokemon to have against Giratina. It's just absolutely amazing. So, moving on to the likes of Gengar. Now, Gengar is a glass cannon, so you do need to watch out. You know, this Pokemon takes a lot of damage either way. Now, especially when it comes to Ghost-type variants of Giratina, you know, Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak, Gengar is going to go down rather quick, but it is going to still get off a good amount of damage no matter what the attacks are. You just got to be sure to just mash the attack button and get up as much damage as possible, charge up as much as possible, start firing off your Shadow Balls like there's no tomorrow, baby. Woo! Now, when it comes to the likes of Dragonite, obviously, you know, it's in the same boat as Rayquaza. You need to watch out for Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw variants, as well as Ancient Power variants, too. Now, we then move on to the likes of Gardevoir. You know, same sort of scenario as Mewtwo. You know, watch out for Ghost-type variants, the likes of Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak. When it comes to Latios, now Latios here actually kind of got, you know, screwed over the most, because here's the thing, is that it's weak to both Dragon and Ghost, so it's going to be rather exploitable when it comes to battling against Giratina, because when it comes to Shadow Claw variants, when it comes to Dragon Breath variants, as well as, you know, Shadow Sneak and Dragon Claw variants, you know, they're going to be dealing super effective damage to Latios, so do watch out for that. Ancient Power is still not that good of an attack, so I mean, you know, if you happen to be up against a Giratina with Ancient Power, you know, you really don't have that much to worry about. But if you are up against a Giratina with super effective stab attacks, that, keep in mind, like I said, Latios is weak to both Ghost and Dragon, then you do need to watch out for that. Keep that in the back of your mind, right? So then we move on to Metagross. Metagross, this Pokemon right here, man, I just can't get over how freaking busted this is. So, even though this Pokemon does have a weakness to Ghost-type attacks, so things like Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak will do super effective damage to the likes of Metagross. Metagross absolutely laughs at Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw variants, as well as Ancient Power variants too. So, I mean, this Pokemon is just, like I said, it's a really good, in general, Pokemon to utilize, and I would actually almost even recommend it in, like, I'd say a top 6. Like, if I was to make a top 6 best Giratina counters part in this video, then Metagross would definitely be on that list as well. But it's an honorable mention because, unfortunately, when it comes to its attacks, they don't deal super effective damage, and there are better choices out there, right? So then, we move on to Articuno. Watch out for Ancient Power variants, okay? Ancient Power variants deal 4 times super effective damage because of the fact that Articuno happens to have a quadruple weakness to Rock-type moves, so do watch out for that as well. And with Houndoom, Houndoom resists the likes of its Ghost-type attacks, so Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak. not going to be doing that much damage. Now, Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, that's going to be doing a bit more damage. Now, Ancient Power will deal super effective damage against the likes of Houndoom as well, so do keep that in mind too. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude my presentation on the Giratina raid counter and guide, whatever you want to call it. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, then please be sure to smash the hell out of the like button and subscribe if you guys are new here and want to see more content from me again. And I just want to say once again, thank you guys so very much for watching, and do let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this new way of giving you guys guides. Like, do you guys enjoy the presentation that I just presented? If you guys did, do let me know, and if there are things that you guys wish I had mentioned or had added here in this video, then let me know as well. There's always room for improvement, and I love hearing from you guys. So, that being said, guys, thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and have yourself a good day. I'll see you guys next upload.